Okay, I just lost $8,150 trusting ChatGPT. I developed a new strategy. I'm going to show you all of the details, how I lost the money, what I did right, what I did wrong, and how I'm going to fix it for the future. So let's go ahead and get started. First thing is, let's take a look at this big, huge candle. This is a 2% day on the S&P 500. And you'll notice, if you go back, this is the biggest candle we see in a while. And I just wasn't ready for this. So I'm blaming ChatGPT, but obviously it's my fault. But I'm going to share exactly what I did. So step one is we had this monster candle. So here's how I did it. I have a channel here in ChatGPT that I use to help me guide me in my trading. So I went up this morning and I posted right in the chat. I threw up these images so you guys can take a look. I threw this image in here and I said, what should I trade based off of this, okay? And so I threw this image in and ChatGPT saw this and they're like, oh, well, it gapped up, but it's up against resistance. So ChatGPT said, you should do a bear call spread, okay? And so that's exactly what I did. I did a bear call spread. And I want to show you the trade on my spreadsheet here. So right here was this trade, QQQ bear call spread, minus $4,450. And then I also did another one on the S&P 500, which ended up being minus $360. So between those total two trades, it was $8,150. And, I followed ChatGPT. I did what it said. And you can see here, I'm showing the screen. It says, oh, here's your strategy. So it gives me an evaluation, and it's saying that the RSI is at 63. It's saying that it's under recent resistance. On the daily, it failed to break. It's showing weakness. So the bias is moderately bearish. And so I went for it, right? I went for it. I followed the strategy. Now, let me just share this with you. You got to be responsible for your own trading. You got to be able to manage risk. And I just went in and I wasn't paying attention, and I just thought that ChatGPT would save the day. I thought that it knew what it was doing. Now, with that being said, I have been using ChatGPT a lot with my trading, and if you're going to notice here on this platform, I've been doing this for about 2 weeks, and this is the first trade that I've actually lost, right? It's been working really good. So I went in here and let me show you how this actually works. So it said to do a bear call spread, and I'm just going to show you an example of what that looks like. You go over here and you'll sell like the 596, okay? And then you can go up and we'll just do a $5 spread, right? We'll do the 595 and we'll do the 600. So that's a $5 spread. If you look over to the right here, you could make, if you do 20 contracts, it's a $1,418 credit, and that costs about $10,000 to enter. So you get $1,400, but you're technically risking $10,000. So if you take a full loss, you could lose $10,000. And on my trade today, I lost $8,150, but I split that up in between two different trades because I did one on the QQQ and one on the SPX. And what I did really well, let's go ahead and take a look at the chart. What I did really well is I managed the trade pretty good because we can see it gapped up, and then I was up here, and I knew around lunchtime that I was going to lose this trade. So rather than take the full loss, I said, you know what? I'm just going to take the loss that I got. It's ugly. It's $8,000. But it could have been $20,000 loss because I had two $10,000 positions on. And so I look at it as a real win because I managed my risk and I was able to save the day. And so if we look at ChatGPT, they actually made a really nice quote right here. And so they said, this trade technically lost, but it didn't beat me. I stuck to my plan. I sized appropriately, and I took the small loss like a pro. because of that, I walked away with a positive day overall. Not positive cash flow, but positive mindset, so to speak. And this is exactly how consistent income is built, by winning the week, not forcing every trade to be perfect. And so since I've won 2 weeks in a row, since I started doing this, this is the 3rd week. This is really a win for me. And not only that, let's break it down even further. I noticed that we were going to stay up. Like, the market has a tendency, when it's up, it's up. So I went back in and I did another position. So I went in here, and after taking the big loss, I went in on the put side, and I sold a put, and I sold a bear or a bullish put spread, and I was able to recuperate a good number. Let's just do $5 here. I was able to do a good number of return, right? And so let's just do it again. We'll do 20 contracts, 1,358. So I did that, and I was able to recover about $5,500 back. So my total loss on the day was really only $1,300. And so it was still a losing day, but I was able to turn and flip the script. I was able to manage my risk, cut my loss, and so overall it was a good day. Now, if this sounds of any interest to you to learn what I do, go ahead and check the link in the description. I've got a roadmap below. You can learn about my members area where I teach people about how to make income. My goal is to replace the income of 100,000 traders. And so I hope you enjoyed this video, and I hope you learned a lesson. Let me know in the comments what you think about letting ChatGPT decide your trades. I think the biggest thing for me next time is I'm not going to let ChatGPT decide my trades anymore. I'm going to still use it for guidance, but I'm going to make the decision initially. Probably should have known that going into it, but hey, we all learn. We live and learn, right?